Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf. We have arrived at the warstead of the Rohirrim, thus have made contact with him, and let's see what Weedfara has to say.
You were a long way from the North March.
I did not know that you would respond to the muster of Theoden, but I should have, with no question. I know the king will be glad to see that you've arrived. I came at the behest of Harding, though the injury I suffered at the hands of Murzum still pains me. The Aldor gave me a new steed to replace poor Windfoot, and its gait is less gentle than that of my old friend. Still, my leg is on the mend. Well, that's good to hear. I could not refuse Harding's command, and would not, even were both my legs wounded as this one. For now the multitude waits for the king to decide our further course. There is some trouble in our way. While the riders wait on his command, you should speak with some of the men. I am certain the spirits of many would be buoyed by to see you again. So I need to speak to Hirabrand in the western reach of the encampment, talk to Fostrid in the northeastern reach, talk to Grimbold in the center, and then talk to Elfmar in the eastern reach. So the people that we helped while we were in Rohan. So it's nice to run into some friendly faces that we haven't seen for a while because we had all of that Gondor stuff in between. So, meeting some of the people that we met way back in seasons 5 and 6. Now, where were we? Oops, sorry about that. I don't want to step on people who are I better be careful here. I don't want to be stepping on anyone who's trying to get some sleep because I know that a soldier, when it's when they have a moment of rest, they like to take it because otherwise they might not get another chance. And I need a way to get up this thing. I couldn't find my way up to that camp, but I did find Elfmar's camp, so let's start there then. Hello there, sir.
The Elford will prove itself worthy of its reputation.
It's good to see you among our soldiers, Pineleaf. My father and I responded to the muster of Theoden King with as many men as we could find. We have 8 arrowheads between us, a fine number, and the Elford will prove itself worthy of its reputation. I hope to fight alongside my shield brother Aylmer in the coming engagement, but that may not come to pass. The marching order is not yet set, but when we come to the Pelennor, we will likely ride with the king's men, and I will be among the Erelingus. Oh, he will. Oh, yes, of course. Aylmer will be with the king's men. Still, the press of battle will no doubt allow us both much chance for glory. I am certain you'll attain no small share of it yourself, Pine Warden. Well, I would hope so. I've already sent a few numbers down over there. Let's see. So that is Elfmar and his little camp here. Now, let's see if I can find another one of those camps. And there should be one right across the road here. They are really trying to keep on doing that. Oh my goodness gracious. These poor soldiers having hobbits walking on top of them. Ah, perhaps I should turn off warden speed and maybe even walk while I'm in these camps to make sure that I don't go around stepping on everybody I see. Or actually, it's the ones that I don't see that I tend to step on, and when they're all sleeping and such tightly put together, it's not easy to see. Hello there, Fostrid.
I thought you would be somewhere in this assemblage.
Ah, my lads were well represented in this muster, and my heart soared to see the gladness of my king's eye for it. 300 valiant men at the Soot-Cross awaiting his command. My son, Fulcred, will weather the storm in Aedras with my mother. It will be a vile Crumgum that moved her. Oh, it was the vile Krumgum that moved her to spirit Fulcred away from Snowborn, but now I'm glad that it was done. The Lady Eowyn will keep them safe, and my wife, Elflad, has gone after them to wait until the war is done. For my part, I'm hoping to see Krumgrum in our path on the road to Gondor. He and I have unfinished matters in which we must attend. Insults were done to me and my house, and I would have them repaid. Repaid in blood. Well, then we'll have to see if we could do anything to Krumgun then. So that is two of them that I've spoken to. I've spoken with the Sudcrofts, and I have spoken with the Norcrofts. So we still have Hairbrand and Grimbold. I finally found a way into this area here. A little opening in the rock outcropping, and here we have Grimbold.
There is some trouble on the road ahead.
We meet again, Pineleaf, once more on the eve of battle. I have 10 Aorids of men from the Westfold with me, and we ride with Theoden King to the aid of Gondor. Some of these men fought with me at the fords, and still others defended the deep from Saruman's malice. They catch what rest they can before they make our move again. I'm sure they would. There is some trouble on the road ahead. I heard scouts tell of orcs have blocked the straight way to the Pelennor. The danger does not worry me. Nay, I'm worried that dealing with this force will slow us over much, and by the time we reach the White City, it will be filled not with doughty men, but with ravaging orcs. Time is our greatest enemy on the road, Pineleaf, as it ever is. And then that means that Herabrand on the western reach is the last bit that we need to find. So let's go and find Herabrand. I have found the fourth of them way on the western side of this warstead, and this time it is Herabrand.
Ah, welcome to the last journey.
Welcome. The Stone Deans are behind, and Gondor lies ahead. The words of Hildebrand served me as a shield for my flight against the Dunlendings, as I knew they would. The seeress spoke of the death by orcish hand. Then let me fight the Dunlending tribes from morning until night. But now that Woodhurst is reclaimed and Yeremin oversees it in my name, I will not refuse the command of my king. I march to war, and I wonder if the orc that will lay me down low stands ready somewhere at the end of this road. He certainly does, but I will not let that dissuade me from facing him. I am prepared, my son Herafer, for this, if my days are soon to be ended. He knows our duty. Join us and rejoice, Pineleaf. Glory and honor awaits us. Ooh, and I need to speak to Thrym Redbeard in the southeastern reaches. Oh, excuse me. Really? Really? Alright. It's troublesome when the trees of the forest start to attack you. That's all I gotta say about it. So I need to talk to Thrym Redbeard. Alright, I suppose I could do that. But it looks like we also have something for Herefara here, the son of Herobrand. Now, I think this is a good time we should be doing some quests, because here we've made contact with Rohirrim, we've informed them of their plight, and alright, while we wait for things to happen, I suppose I should be doing all these quests that I'm supposed to be doing, especially consider that we're now in like a 103 area now. So I need to somehow get back to the village of the Woses at some point.
I need your help.
Pineleaf, I have not seen you since we fought together at Brockbridge. Your arrival is unexpected, but most welcome. Are you aware of our current troubles? I am quite aware of at least some of your troubles, and I'm even more aware of the troubles at Minas Tirith, unfortunately. Yes, orc spies have been spotted in the woods not far from here. They are searching for us, that is for certain. I have a task for you. Defeat those spying orcs so that we Rohirrim can remain hidden. Return as soon as you might, as there is much that needs to be done if and I need all the help that I can get. All right, so I need to search for some Mordor spies. Now, I suppose you could say they need me to do it because they don't want the orcs and the orcs know about the Rohirrim all that much, but if a random hobbit comes and kills them, well then, it's not going to give away any information, right? This place is going to be riddled with quest givers, I suspect. Bounty, scouting the beacons. Really? Food for the writers.
Hard we rode and far we've come, but our ride is not yet done.
The men under my command are in need of a good meal. We have ridden as swiftly as our horses could take us. If you have a moment, could you bring some porridge to my men? It would be most appreciated. All right, well, I suppose I could do that. Oh, there's a hobbit here. Perfect provisioner. I mean, isn't that what we do best? Now, let's see. Let's find some hungry soldiers. Anyone here hungry? That's the problem, is you got some of them here are hungry and some of them who are probably just... Actually, make sure. Yeah, all right, here we go. Hungry rider. How do I tell which ones are hungry and which ones aren't? Okay, some of them are sleepy. So I suppose we aren't going to wake them up to feed them or anything like that. I suppose it's just what you needed. All right, good. I'm glad that hit the spot. I'm sure they would love to have an even better meal, but when you are traveling to war, you will obviously eat anything you can get. Apparently they counted as the first of 30 quests I need to complete in this zone to complete the deed. Ooh, yippee. I guess I need to get started. That was doing here and a half for me after I fed all those men.
What is it, friend?
Yes, the men I command need a rest if we're to be battle-ready when Minas Tirith is within our sights. I am in need of someone to scout the nearby beacons of Gondor. It is imperative that the enemy not know our location or plans. Defeat foes upon Eilenach and defeat foes upon Amondine. They don't want me to make a din as I'm on Amondine, I guess. Alright, I suppose I could do that. Besides, I think that's where some of the Mordor spies are at, so I could kill 2 orcs with 1 spear. Yes, if the enemy has word of our passage, I am certain it is carrying warg-writing message bearers. We surprised one yesterday morning, and it bore some foul black scratching on some parchment, the meaning of which I cannot fathom. Apparently, it doesn't know black speech. If you should espy any of these warg writers behind us in the Beacon Hills, I implore you to stop them. Alright, so that's for the Beacon Hills. Oh, I'll wait until I go into the Beacon Hills for that one. And while Theoden King's outriders are looking ahead, I am charged with leading the rear guard scouts who must look by. Then why are you so forward in it? Should you be back in the other camp? Well, we know We know we are being watched and that the enemy forces creep toward us from all sides. I have sent men out over to cover the tracks as they may, but I fear our marks were too many and my scouts too few. Will you aid them in their efforts to cover Rohirrim tracks? Oh, you have got to be kidding. Well, we'll see about that later on. And what does he need? Yes, oh, we rode hard through the land to the west, and in fact, misfortune may fly swift as an arrow, though, and in the briefest of rests, a young rider in my errand, Sithgar by name, has had his horse run off on him and was forced to stay behind. The thought pains me some. The horse he rode was not fully broken in, and I confess I provided her to him. He has arrived at the muster with his late father's steed, half lame and half blind, and in all honesty, I thought he would have bonded with his new steed by now. I thought he would have caught back up with us and well, and that has not yet happened either. If you're heading that way, would you look to the young man? He'll be an Austrian, most likely, unless he's still out hunting for his horse. Alright, well, that is also when we go to the Beacon Hills. I think those are all Beacon Hills quests. It looks like the Beacon Hills quests are the orange ones and the yellow ones are the ones that are here. That would make sense. Now, do you have one for this area? The Tomb of Halifried. Yes. Oh, one regret I hold is that our hard ride through the Beacon Hills, I could not stop and climb up Harfgren's height, for there I am told is a tomb. And before that place, the oath of error between Rohan and Gondor was forged, so that the time of great need one would come to the other's aid, as brothers in blood and in mind. It is thus that we ride now, though I think that I am not alone in feeling that we go not just to defend our brethren in Gondor, but all of Middle Earth as well. Well, soon we shall move on again. But if you should find yourself, oh yeah, like I'm gonna so happen to find myself in the Beacon Hills, a place that you already traveled. Of course I am, because that's where all these quests are sending me. But I'm supposed to be killing some orcs now. I thought I'd be seeing some orcs on my way up the beacon, but apparently that is not the case. Even though that happened, I will at least head up to the beacon, see if there's anyone here, especially of the orcish or easterling variety, and deal with them. It's a long climb up here. Yes. Oh, new deed, the warning beacons. Oh, how many of them are there going to be? And deal with. These are raiders and not spies, but they do count as foes for killing them in the beacons. Well, I would hope so, because we have a right. How many? There are 7 beacons? Oh, good grief. 7! I'm dying. Well, that means I'm going to have to find all 7 of them, and I suspect a few of them are in orcish hands by now. Not that the beacons are going to do any great good at the moment, seeing how I'm pretty sure everybody knows that Gondor is in need, and if you haven't mustered already, then it's unlikely to happen anytime soon. Hey, okay, I'm done. Now go and find those spies who are going to be down here somewhere, right? Ooh, that's like a rather nasty drop. Actually, I've seen worse. I've seen much worse. Ooh, see? Didn't even crack an ankle. I think I finally got to where the orcs should be. And look at that! A Mordor spy right on cue. Well then, let's queue up a javelin and deal with this Mordor spy. And soon enough, all of these spies will be queuing up to kill me. Though, of course, I shall make sure that I make it the other way around, of course, because it'd be very embarrassing to go on and take this quest and wind up getting killed by these orcs, right? Yeah, it'd be really embarrassing. I couldn't live with myself after that. Something didn't quite sound right in that. Well, let's deal with these orcs and figure out the meaning of what I just said later on. There's got to be more of these somewhere. Ah, I think this is the last of the spies I need to kill. Then the place will be safe for Rohirrim to sleep for the night. And after the night, well, we hope there won't be any need of secrecy after that because there will be a battle at that time. So let's get back to Harafara and report. On better thought, let's postpone our conversation with Harafara and let's speak with Rim Redbeard, which is what we'll do in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.